Hello guys and gamers, and have you ever thought about game file sizes? Also, please, if you will, like and subscribe this video. I'm getting very close to 300 subscribers, at least of the time of recording of the. So it would be very nice if you would like, subscribe, comment down below something. But yes, let's get back into the video. But there's actual worry here, because the file sizes of downloading games are just getting massive nowadays. Like, it is no surprise to me if I go to an online store of a games console, let's say the Xbox or something, or download a game like a AAA game on Steam, and it says like, okay, it's 80 gigabytes to download this game, which is massive compared to any other type of software you can have on your computer or Xbox. It's just so much. And that's not even the end of it. There are many games, like the latest Call of Duty games, if you care about those. They go well beyond like 100 gigabytes, 150, maybe even more. It's ridiculous. And I personally would like to know what the heck is going on. And today I will be giving you 4 reasons why game file sizes have just gone so massive. So yeah, let's start with number 1, and this is the most obvious one, and that is just the graphics have just gotten much better, much bigger and better. And major players, not the individual players, but the companies in the gaming sphere, kind of have this graphical arms race going on. They have been doing this forever. Like, you can remember in like the 80s we had like 8-bit versus 16-bit consoles duking it out. I still don't know what bits mean, but it had something to do with graphics and how good your game was.
The Sega Genesis has blast processing. Super Nintendo doesn't.
But that continues to nowadays. We still have like feuds online about which game console has the best graphics and such. And yeah, it's fine. That's an easy thing to market to people, and it's also important. If your game looks pretty, that's just neat to have. And today, the standard is you have to hit at least HD, supported 1080p. But some games go even further than that, if possible. They can go 4K, 8K, and that takes a lot of space. Compared to like HD graphics, 1080p. 4K, as the name kind of implies, takes about 4 times the amount of space on the game's memory or whatever. And yeah, that is a major factor to why so many games have such large files, because they are aiming for that high graphical quality. Reason number 2, when you are downloading a game, you are in most cases downloading a bit more than what you need. There might be some extra files in there, but the thing what I'm mostly referring to here is that if you download a game for your PC, you don't have the best PC out there. You can only run 1080p, 30 frames a second or something. But you can still have fun with the game, whatever. I'm not judging you. But when you download a game, you still might get like the 4K assets in the files of the game. You can't opt out of, no, don't give me that graphics quality. And that takes a lot of space. Or maybe they just have the 4K graphics in the game and just downgrade them. That's also another possibility. But in addition to graphics, there might be other stuff that you're downloading that you don't really need. For example, if the game is multi-language, The game is available, you buy some AAA fancy game, and you're gonna play it in English because you are English speaking. But the game is also available if you were to want it in Japanese, in Korean, in Italian, French, Spanish, Lithuanian, I don't know, a lot of languages. And when you have like those high quality videos or audio files, they do as well take a lot of space. Reason number 3. Games just have gotten a lot bigger in just the scope and how much there is to do in games. And the big trend for the past many years have been just people like open world games. And if you can imagine having a fully realized open world with a lot of cool details mixed in there every now and then, it takes a lot more effort and a lot more assets and a lot more materials, a lot more effort to make that. There's a lot more things in the open world compared to a tight linear level. Okay, and moving on to the final reasons why the file sizes in games have been increasing by so much is economical reasons. I feel like for the past, say, 15 years, just in general, the world has gotten a lot more corporate, a lot more business friendly. And not sure if all of that is a good thing. A lot of mega corporations nowadays, a lot of big players in the gaming industry. Activision has gotten huge, Tencent has risen up. Then, of course, you have like the Sony, Microsofts, and Nintendos that you used to have, but there are a lot more like big players out there, and they're big, they're massive. And a thing that a lot of these big companies and even some medium companies have to worry about is that they have a growth-based business model. And what is a growth-based business model? Basically saying that whenever a year ends, their fiscal year, you have to be making more and more money. Growing and growing and growing. They are legally liable to their shareholders that they are doing well. They are making more profit than they were a year ago, 5 years ago, whatever, always growing. And the problem is that in there, of course, is that you can't grow on forever. It has to stop at some point. But these companies will try to pinch every penny. And that dribbles down to the developers who are making the game. They're passionate about making the game, but sometimes they just can't because of all of the restrictions. Having to work with messy situations at work, having to work with tight deadlines, and always looking at the profits of how much money this will make instead of will it be fun. And this affects file sizes as well. If you're working with tight deadlines, messy workplaces, people leaving often because the company just decided to lay out a bunch of people because it's money you can technically save, then that's going to cause problems. And that goes for optimization of games as well. The file sizes will be big because there's a bunch of extra files, stuff that you don't need, bunch of duplicates, and just like optimization for space and coming up with better and better methods of compression for those files that you have. It just takes a lot of developer time, and sometimes they just don't have that. And if they did, it could fix a lot and make the games less demanding. I think it was a couple of years ago. Might have been last year. I don't follow Assassin's Creed that much. But Assassin's Creed Valhalla the Viking game. It released, and at launch, the download amount, the file size, was over 100 gigabytes. Really big for a game. Of course, it was open world. But I think last year, the developers heard people not happy with a huge file size, and they decided to look into it, dedicate some real development time into reducing that file size. And you know what happened to this 100 plus gigabyte game? Update came, and it was suddenly 30 gigabytes less. 30% less. By simply dedicating some time to going through the files of the game, doing some data management, and releasing an update. 30 gigabytes of useless data. So much. So yeah, I hope that kind of gave you an idea why the file sizes for games have gotten so ridiculous over the years. And let me know if I missed anything. Are there any other reasons you could be aware of why file sizes are getting higher and higher? Let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.